Oh, welcome back. Dreamsy here. Now, on today's vintage cigarette review, we'll be checking out a pack of Life cigarettes. Now, the Life cigarettes, it's very interesting because the first thing I found out when I was researching Life cigarettes is that one cigarette will take 20 minutes off your life. So that's very depressing. And then the second thing I found out is that Life cigarettes were introduced in 1948, and then they were discontinued in 1974. Now, what I think is I have a pack that is probably from the early 1970s. They were introduced in 1948, like we said, by Brown and Williamson. So what we're going to do today is like what we always do. We're going to check out this pack a little bit closer together. Then we're going to open it up, and your friend Dreamsy is going to smoke one of these very old cigarettes. But like I always say, I never encourage smoking. Smoking's very bad for you. All right, well, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. So, we did say, smoking takes 20 minutes off your life. So I'm gonna take 20 minutes off of your life, or maybe a little bit more. So let's go. Life cigarettes. Cigarettes don't bring life. Cigarettes bring death. So let's go. All right. Life cigarettes. Pretty funny stuff. I'm gonna move these here. They're in my way. I'm gonna use those to take 20 minutes or more off your life. All right, here we go. All right, enough Stalin. All right, 20 classic cigarettes. You have a tobacco leaf. Get a closer look. VA Magna EST. I don't know what that means. Life Filter Kings. Pretty cool pack. I mean, it's mostly white. Get some gold. Let's see. This is where most of the important stuff is. Life, little seal of approval there. That's cool. Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corporation, Louisville, Kentucky. 40292 USA. Very cool. Front and back, same thing. Life Filter Kings. And we get why I think it's like from the 1970s. And we said they were introduced in the late 1940s, 1948, the Life brand, and they were discontinued in the early 1970s. 1974, I believe my research said. And it is, the Surgeon General has determined cigarette smoking is dangerous to your health. So it had to be after 1965 for the Surgeon General to have his little input there. We have B&W, very nice, made in the USA. Made in the USA. We have nice silver foil. The gold goes all the way around. 20 classic cigarettes. Very nice packaging. Pretty cool stuff. I figured we haven't seen the broken iPad in quite a while, so we might as well. Oh, that's going to show off my secret for how we're going to drag this out for 20 minutes. Let's get the broken iPad ready to roll. Let's see, put my passcode in here. Perfection. I figured let's listen to some radio jingles. This is Life cigarettes, radio jingles.
Come on, bring your taste to life.
And we're also going to look
It'll be the beginning of a lifelong...
Oh, I thought that would keep playing the radio jingles. There we go. You can also look into my YouTube search history. Maybe. There we go. This is Life radio jingles that were heard back in like the 1970s. If it'll play.
Come on, bring your taste to life. It'll be the beginning of a lifelong friendship with Life cigarettes. That clean, round taste gives you all you want in a cigarette. That's the way it is with Life. Get you where it pleases most. So if you're just having an ordinary time, put a little life into it because, oh man, life is great. Go on. Why don't you live it up a little,
Yeah.
With Life. Life! Today, bring your taste to Life. Life!
Just be cruising down the road and hear some of these bangers.
Take that first pull and you get the message. Here's a real cigarette.
He's a
First on
real
taste,
cigarette.
finest on tobacco, and easy on enjoyment. That's the way it is with Life. It gets you where it pleases most. So
Right
if
in
you're
your
just
throat.
having an ordinary time, put a little life into it because, oh man,
He's a
life
real
is great.
cigarette.
Go on, why don't you live it up a little?
Mm-hmm.
With Life.
Son of a bitch. Stick this in your mouth and smoke it.
When times are sort of ordinary, liven things up a little with
Mm-hmm.
Life. Those rich, fragrant tobaccos bring
Is
you
a
the
rich,
good taste
flavorful
all
tobacco.
over again. The taste of Life.
Yeah.
Life
There's a
is
cigarette.
what it's all about.
Put this in your mouth and take 20 minutes off.
Oh man, life is great.
Yeah, thought I said it was discontinued in 74, but what the hell do I know? You know, the internet's not always right, folks.
Great taste of choice tobaccos comes
Yes, the choice tobacco.
Oh man.
Oh, man.
Great.
Until you die. Pretty good stuff. So there was some Life commercials. And that's a YouTube advertisement. So, gotta give some shout outs to SRPS Audio Archives. Pretty good stuff. And we also wanted to look into some collection. Stanford tobacco advertising is always on point. Let's see, we'll do some reading. What the hell? Oh, Jesus. Well, we'll do a lot of reading. Whereas the push for reassuring brand names came about in the 1970s with the introduction of Merit Advantage and other brands in response to the 1964 Surgeon General's report on smoking and health. The predecessors to all of these brands was Life, introduced by Brown and Williamson in 1948, with slogans like, "You get more out of life," or "Enjoy a longer life." The intended message regarding health is blatantly obvious. Still, Brown and Williamson continued marketing Life cigarettes until 1974, except for in 1978 when they brought it back for one radio commercial. When they were finally discontinued, as is the case with the majority of products on the market, brands of cigarettes were named in order to send particular messages to customers. The brand name Cool, for example, not only reminds consumers of throat-cooling sensation of menthols, but it also speaks to the word's meaning in slang to be cool, but with a K. It is to be hip and trendy, to die 20 minutes sooner with each cigarette smoked. The choice of certain brand names also extends to tobacco companies. Efforts to ease the concerns of worried cigarette smokers. Indeed, when the tobacco companies could no longer rely on explicit health claims in their advertisements due to FTC regulations, they developed countless methods to subliminally convey the same message, including brand names, aka Life cigarettes. They extend your life. Don't believe the hype, my friends. We can see some pictures here, perhaps. Let's see what's going on here. Not king size, too long and thin. Not old size, too short. But life size, just right. Okay. For the smoke of your life, switch to life. Only life-size cigarettes with the refreshing new flavor. And the wet-proof paper. Oh boy. That never gets soggy or sticks to your lips. That's very interesting. Very cool. Oh, we could have just went to the next one. Let's see. Looks like this man gets all the lips sticky here. Let's see. Gotta zoom in a little. Arthur Murray demonstrates the facts of life. Look, it's wet-proof. He's getting all those ladies wet-proof. Look at that. He's a strapping old man there. Oh boy. Says Arthur Murray. He doesn't get a damn thing wet in that room, except that cigarette. That's the only thing he's getting wet in there. He uses his hands instead of his famous feet to show his lovely dancing experts one of the great new facts of life. Oh boy, the great new cigarette. Oh, I see, says Nancy McCabe. Whatever, however. Water can't soak through the papers. That's why they never stick to my lips. Adds Doreen Morgan, teacher. Mavis Todd sums it up. You get more out of life. You'll agree, so try Life cigarettes, now at popular prices. Waterproof means I can't stick to your lips. Life, life, life. It's a great new cigarette. Taste, taste, taste. It's the bestest tasting yet. Size, size, size. Why, the size is a surprise. Oh, there you go. Old Maury is demonstrating the only thing he can get wet in a room full of hotties is his damn cigarette. All right, very cool. Let's see what's going on in the next one. What are you hoes up to? It's the same old stuff, you know. Look at our cigarettes. They don't get wet. They're waterproof. Esto es desfruti su laugh. All right, pretty cool. All right, only thing left to do is, I guess we'll close the old iPad. We'll do what we always do around here. Slap my cock on the table, and we are gonna crack open some Life cigarettes, and I'm gonna continue to take at least 20 minutes off your life. As I'm gonna continue on, and I'm gonna take 20 minutes off my own life, and I'm gonna smoke one of these early 1970s Life cigarettes. All right, let's open them up. All right, see how they held up. The foil already looks impressively thick. Maybe that's what Brown and Williamson were known for. Very thick paper. I'm not enthused why this is already like popping open. And I didn't even open it yet. Oh boy, that's probably not good. I don't think I even need my tweezers for this one, but that does not fill me with hope that this, this pack is already exploding open. I hope it's a Life cigarette and not something else. Okay, well, that's a good sign. It's still a Life cigarette. All right, slap the Life on my fat cock there, cutting board. Check it out, very chunky Life font. Very generic looking cigarette. We just have Life. Now these cigarettes were supposed to pump life into your life, but we know cigarettes take, on average, 20 minutes off of your life, of course. Let's check for crispiness. Pretty crispy. Like we said, this is most likely from the early 1970s, because we have a Surgeon General warning. If it was around 1965, it wouldn't have the Surgeon General warning. Life, the brand, was introduced in 1948. All right. We'll use my cock plate, and we'll chop open the cigarette, and then we'll check the tobacco. Nothing weird with the tobacco. I don't know. The studies were weird. Some were saying 11 minutes per cigarette, and some studies were saying 22 minutes per cigarette. Maybe the studies varied depending upon, like, if you smoke a regular cigarette or like a light cigarette versus like a non-filtered cigarette. That's my only assumption. Let's have a sniff. I did not sniff. Smells pretty damn good, actually. Maybe. Pretty good. Smells nice. Very, raisiny. It's just odd. Maybe it wasn't, like, I don't know how to really describe that. How the whole pack just exploded. Let's see. Oh, I didn't like that. We'll stuff them back in later. All right, pretty cool stuff. I'm not sure. I can't really see my clock on my phone. I'm not sure how far we're into it. I'll smoke slow. I want to make sure. Well, no, we're going to do something. I'm going to smoke, and then we're going to come back over here. I have an idea. We're going to make this video, like, at least 20 minutes long. Like, I don't even know how far we're in, but we're probably at 20 minutes. Yeah, you're probably not even still watching for this. But yeah, let's fire up the camera. We'll fire up a life cigarette. And then we'll come back over here, hang out for a few more minutes. What the hell? I hope you like the cracked iPad. It's always fun to chill. Look at that, you know. See things from my perspective, you know, just hang out. All right, here we go. I always like to have chicken hanging out in the background. As my mom, she always had those stupid solar little, I always called them click-clacks, because, you know, when the sun would hit them, the little heads and bodies would pop around and stuff. And then my mother-in-law, she always had chickens, so it's like a thing both of them had in common. Oh, hi, YouTube. Let's fire up a live cigarette. I forget what that is. What's, like, it's two things that are opposite of one another. What is that? A synonym's the same, and whatever the opposite is. You know what the hell I'm saying. All right, let's try to close this back up. All right, that's semi-good. All right. You get the raisin plum notes through the filter. The filter looks just like a generic normal filter, nothing fancy. Get a hyper close look. No perforations, no tiny holes in the filter. All right, good dry hit notes, very nice. I'm wearing my terrible Tool hoodie. I work with paint, I get covered with paint. Fire in a hole. Very crispy notes on the dry hit. Old paper. Hopefully it dissipates a little. But I tell you what, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Omega cigarettes, I'm thinking it's this whole batch I got from the last auction winnings, because I had plenty of cigarettes that were from the 1970s that didn't have this old paper taste. I think these cigarettes must have just been kept in poor condition or something. And those Omegas were in the same batch. So, but that doesn't make sense though. Because I had those Tarringtons, whatever you want to call them. And those had a charcoal filter. And those still had the old paper taste to them. So I don't know, man, it's weird. Yeah, but these just have an old paper taste to them. Maybe it had a better charcoal filter design, I don't know. Very odd. But then again, those Premier cigarettes had some kind of charcoal thing in them, I do believe also, but those are horrible. I do want to do a revision of those Premier cigarettes again. Maybe at some point. Maybe when we hit 2,000 subscribers. We're almost at 14. I kind of want to keep doing like live streams. Maybe have another big one day. It's just that old paper. It bites you. But yeah, I want to go down and do like a quick, maybe once in a while. I want to start planning ahead a little, and maybe we'll do like a sneak peek at like the next few videos I want to do. I have my next one. I had it planned ahead, but then I want to add some things to it, but I have to do a good bit of unpacking before we get to it. But yeah, I think I'm done. I took maybe 15 minutes off my life because I didn't smoke at all. But just believe me, it tastes terrible, but it didn't hold up. But yeah, let's go ahead. We'll dive into the next few videos I want to do. That's how I was gonna take a little bit more time. But we'll take a look at the Life cigarette. We'll take another look at my cock plate. I like this one. It's like a stubby little fat guy. Not my cock plate. We'll take a look. Poke his little head out. Looks good. Get him out of the way. So the next video I want to do, but it's gonna take a little while. I gotta find the stuff and do some unpacking, but I want to do the Harley Davidson because I do have a range of Harley Davidson beer. I have, I think, the whole set, because Harley Davidson made beer cans. They made beer, and I have Harley Davidson beer, full cans, I think ranging from 1984, when the beer was introduced, all the way to like the 90s. Now this, the pack of Harley Davidson cigarettes, this is like early 1990s because it's pregnant women, low birth weight, and all that sort of stuff. If it was like the 1980s pack, it would just be like smoking's dangerous to your health. So that's the big one I want to do because I want to open up like beer cans and pour them and see what they look like and maybe sip like the beer. I'm not gonna fucking drink the beer, but that's the big episode I want to do, like the big review. Then just like small reviews. I was gonna do the Barclay. It's a buy one, get one free. So that's like a semi-decent review I want to do. That's gonna be fun, just a normal vintage cigarette review. Then just another quick, easy one would be like Savvy, just a normal, plain Jane one. And then I thought about doing like a semi-comparison vintage cigarette review, or just doing two quick, easy ones. I was gonna do these because this is like a 1980s or 1970s pack of Camels, and this is gonna be like a 1990s pack of Camels. So it'd be like comparing 1980s versus 1990s. And then I thought of maybe going and buying a brand new pack of Camels and doing like 1980s 1990s and like brand new pack of Camels. Maybe that would be like another big episode, like the Harley Davidson, because I want to do the pack of cigarettes and like all the cans of beer and, you know, smoke a cigarette and then like do sips of like the 1990s cigarettes and the 1990s cans of beer and like have, you know, like a really big episode. Maybe that would take off because I'm doing the beer and the cigarettes. All right, well, let me know what you guys think. I think that would be really, maybe help the channel with the beer and the cigarettes. But yeah, give me some likes, man. Everybody have a wonderful day. Dreamsy out. Hope I took 20 minutes off your life, because, yeah, I took like 15 off mine. It happens. All right.